Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between. Welcome to episode 38 of the 500. This is our signature show here at Pro Wrestling Simulated. What we're doing is we took last year's PWI 500, Pro Wrestling Illustrated's list of the 500 best wrestlers in the world, and we've set them up in a single elimination tournament bracket using their ranking as their seeds. We've done 37 episodes of this. We have narrowed the field of 500 down to 116, and we're going to lose 12 more over the course of the next couple hours. So settle in. We've got action from rounds 3 and 4, meaning the winners of our first 8 matches today will be taking on the other winners in our final 4. So the 16 wrestlers that will compete in matches 1 through 8, only 4 of them will survive matches 9 through 12. All that being said, let's head to the ring for our opening contest. Any second now, Fire Pro. Look, PS4, I know you're jealous that I've been playing the PS5 more lately, but it's... Oh, there we go. Hey, look. It's Chris Ridgeway, the native of Liverpool, England, representing Pro Wrestling Noah, a.k.a. The Priority. He is one of 5 wrestlers remaining from Noah. Noah is 10-6 in the tournament so far, which is the second best record among all promotions with at least 15 matches. Ridgeway upset Isaiah Swerve Scott, now Swerve Strickland, in episode 3, and then beat Billy Starks in episode 26, winning both matches with sleeper holds. His opponent is JTG from the National Wrestling Alliance, also representing Brooklyn. He is the last wrestler from the NWA remaining in the tournament. The NWA has gone 7-9, which is the 3rd worst record among promotions with at least 15 matches. He upset Sansone back in episode 3, and then defeated Derek Neal in episode 26. He won both matches with the side clutch, and that match with Neal was actually 100% quality, according to the game. The 37th such 100% match of the tournament. These two have never faced each other, so this is the first ever meeting between JTG in the black and green and Chris Ridgeway in the just solid black. So JTG, I feel like has not been on much NWA lately. I'm not sure what's going on there. I guess I should ask my friends there what is going on. Big shout out to Chris Sines, who made his debut on Power this week in a losing effort to Tom Latimer. But Chris is a friend of mine. He's a fellow student at the FXE Wrestling Academy here in Middle Tennessee. So I was really happy to see him get his shot. Eric Jackson, who had a brief feud with Jax Dane for a while, also a classmate of mine. Of course, Tom, one of our trainers. Of course, they're both on the wrestling track, whereas I'm on the commentary track, and they don't have a lot of commentary squashes, so it's been more of an uphill climb for me to get on TV. But we'll get there. This week, the first episode of FXE's new YouTube series is going to drop, which is just kind of behind the scenes footage of training. I've seen a sneak peek of it, and what I've seen looks great. I'm excited to see the whole thing cut together. Our technical director, Brad Stripe Owens, is very, very good. But JTG controlling the early going here. Nice arm drag there in the corner, not pulling Ridgeway away from the ropes. Good veteran move by JTG, the 20-year pro, graduate of the OVW Wrestling School. Brought up to the WWE main roster as one half of Crime Time with the late, great Shad Gaspard. Of course, Shad tragically lost his life a couple of years ago in a heroic act saving his son's life. JTG, pretty much everything he does going forward in his career is for Shad, he says. So we're hoping for he's had a Cinderella story so far. He is the 313th seed, meaning that statistically he shouldn't have made it out of the first round, but here he is in round 3, and if he can win 2 matches tonight, he's on to round 5. The referee for this match is, I believe that's Frank Atsushi from Big Japan Wrestling. It is. Big suplex to the floor, and Ridgeway is down, and JTG letting him know what he thinks of him. Thinks he's number 11. Forearm to the face, and another from Ridgeway. Ridgeway maybe realizing he's in a little bit of trouble here, trying to bring out the big guns. Boot to the midsection from Ridgeway, now dragging JTG out of the corner. Again, smart move. If your opponent is in the corner, they are, they can grab those ropes if you go for a pin. Ridgeway, only a 10-year pro. JTG got twice as much experience. Ridgeway, only 29 years old. As mentioned, he's from Liverpool. Trained by some of the big names in UK wrestling: Johnny Moss, Robbie Brookside, Johnny Fear, T-Bone, but also Chris Masters, who is somebody that JTG knows well. They have met many times in WWE. So the winner of this match is going to face the winner between. This is a match that I'm really looking forward to later on in this show. Finn Balor and Konosuke Takeshita. That's going to be a lot of fun. Winner of that match will face the winner of this match, which has gone pretty well back and forth so far. A couple of lower seeds here: JTG at 313, Ridgeway at 328. Big clothesline there from JTG. Ridgeway fires back with a European uppercut. Of course, for him, it's just an uppercut. Although now that Brexit's happened, is it a UK uppercut? Rolling German suplexes gets 2 count only. Series of forearms to the face. Ridgeway now showing off for the crowd. Probably not wise. Take your eyes off JTG. And the veteran makes him pay for it. Rolling through with that clutch pin. 2.9. I thought that might have been enough. Frank Atsushi indicating that Ridgeway did manage to get a shoulder up before the count of 3. Now they're trading punches back and forth. Ridgeway firing up with a step-up enziguri. Now, I thought he was going to go off the ropes there for a second. Just kind of circling his prey. Now sends JTG into the corner. And sending him into the corner repeatedly, slamming his head off that top turnbuckle. And then just a kick to the chest. 1, 2.9. Maybe if he'd hooked the leg, that PK might have been enough. But he didn't, so it wasn't. A big forearm to the face there from Ridgeway. Now a dragon screw leg whip, and both men are down. Ridgeway first to his feet, but he is groggy, giving JTG an opportunity to fire off some punches. And Ridgeway's down again. JTG pulls him away from the ropes. Go behind. Elbow to the face from Ridgeway. And a wrist lock there from JTG, but he doesn't hold it on long. Sleeper hold. This is how Ridgeway's won his first 2 matches in the tournament. JTG gets out of it, though. Drops an elbow. And a stomp. Now working over Ridgeway on the mat. Side suplex. But he can't capitalize. And a Falcon Arrow from Ridgeway. Goes for the pin again, not hooking the leg. 2.9 again. JTG kicks out. Because again, Ridgeway did not hook the leg. Not hooking the leg gives JTG easier access to kick out. There's nothing preventing his legs from kicking. JTG off the ropes with a big clothesline again. But again, he's a little bit gassed. He's been running around a lot in this match, and he's not able to capitalize after big moves. Ridgeway sent off the ropes, runs into a back elbow from JTG. Jay now with a DDT. Both men down, catching their breath. Jay the first to his feet, but he eats a series of kicks to the kidneys from Ridgeway. Ridgeway possibly signaling this is over. Are we going to maybe see that sleeper hold again? The spinning back kick to the face. Ridgeway's been Yokite Obere. That is finisher theft. He used that neck breaker on JTG, and JTG's just like, no, man, this is how you do it. Rolls forward. 2.9. I thought he was going to get him with that neck breaker into the jackknife pin, but Ridgeway manages to kick out. And a real barn burner here in our opening contest as we pass the 14.5-minute mark. Another wrist lock there from JTG, and another spinning back kick from Ridgeway. Ridgeway now goes behind. I thought he was going for the sleeper hold, but instead JTG rolls him up. Doesn't get a 1 count, though. Too close to the ropes. Ridgeway now dragging Jay toward the center of the ring. Again, away from the ropes. Boot to the midsection. Rolls him over, and a stomp. And working over the ribs of Jay. But now Jay fires off with a series of chops to the ear. Disorienting Ridgeway here. And another DDT, just dropping Ridgeway on the top of his head. Now to the top rope goes JTG. Big flying splash. 1, 2.9. Another kick out by Ridgeway. Ridgeway. Elbow to the spine. Go behind. Ripcord knee to the face. Hooks the leg this time as well as the neck. 2.9. So many great near falls in this match. Hey, Zach, welcome to the stream. Boots to the midsection. This is our opening contest here. JTG and Chris Ridgeway. Jay with a roll up. Again, too close to the ropes. Frank Atsushi is not going to count those pins. Striking back and forth now. And a discus lariat from JTG, but he can't capitalize. Has to stop and catch his breath, which gives Chris Ridgeway a chance to literally kick his ass. But Ridgeway also can't capitalize. We've passed the 18-minute mark. Both men are just blown up. Right to the face. That was a gross sound there from JTG. Ridgeway shaking off the cobwebs. Jay sends him off the ropes. Another back elbow. But Ridgeway quickly back to his feet. I thought he was going for that sleeper hold. Instead, he runs right into a super kick. Like I said, both men just completely gassed here. Neither man has anything left. They're going to have to do some cardio when they hit the gym. And the fact is, one of these two is going to have to wrestle again later on in this episode against either Finn Balor or Konosuke Takeshita. And there it is, that sleeper hold from Ridgeway. It's netted him 2 wins so far in the tournament. Make it 3. JTG has been eliminated. Chris Ridgeway is moving on to round number 4. Another big little high profile win there from Ridgeway, even if it's not an upset. JTG definitely, well, I guess it's a slight upset. Number 328 over number 313. Scissors Sleeper, as the game is calling it, was the finish there. 19 minutes, 27 seconds, 92% according to the game. So I was expecting longer. Host your own interactive podcast. Who would I have as my guests? Really good question. I think it would depend, at least in some part, on what the topic is. Assuming we're keeping it somewhere in the relative realm of wrestling, just because that's easier. I mean, I'd love to have Shawn Michaels on. He's been my favorite since I was like 12. So and for clarity's sake, I just turned 40 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I would love to have Shawn Michaels on. I would love to do, I'd love to do a panel discussion with like him, Kevin Nash, Triple H, and Sean Waltman. Just kind of, yeah, exactly. So I can learn, especially with, I feel like the kind of behind the scenes stories from that era, like 95, 96 WWF, don't really get out that much. I mean, there's, plenty of, crazy cocaine and pills fueled stories from those years, but there's definitely, it wasn't quite as like ubiquitous that everybody knew what was going on behind the scenes as it is now. So I think if I was going to do it, those would be the guys that I would want to talk to first, just because I feel like they would have the best stories. And speaking of stories, one of the big ones coming out of this, Liv Morgan's backstory would be great. I love a good underdog story, and she's one of the best going right now. Her match with Shayna yesterday was really good. I feel like it went maybe a little long, but I get what they were trying to do in terms of telling that story. So it had to be at least marathon adjacent. But yeah, as the underdog, but not so much an underdog that you don't believe when she wins, which I think was part of the problem with Rey Mysterio's underdog run in 06 when he won the title was that he was just never made to be believable. Every time he won, it was always super fluky. Whereas Liv, I feel like is earning her wins. Yeah, I do too. I think that that there's definitely a good long-term story to be told with her on top of that division. And it also gives them a chance to kind of rebuild the undercard in the SmackDown Women's Division too, because it's between injuries and people leaving and people coming back and all of that, it could use some help. The Raw side is strong, as we saw in that trios match that started the premium live event yesterday. But yeah, they could use a little more depth on SmackDown, and Shayna as the badass heel underneath, beating people up to get another shot at Liv, I think is the way to go. See, I knew the Dom turn was coming. I didn't expect it then, and I didn't expect it to be on Edge. And I also expected it to be for him to turn to join Judgment Day. So the fact that Balor and Priest and Rhea all seemed as surprised as Edge and Ray were, I'm interested to see where they go with that, because I assumed he was going to join Judgment Day when he turned, which he didn't. But we are on to our second match now. I was talking about, I started, before I got a little distracted there, I was talking about one of the great stories of the tournament. And one of the great stories of the tournament has been the rise of Nueva Generación Dinamita. I know when Mike was here, he always would leave it to me to pronounce that. But Forastero has put on a really good showing in the tournament so far, as have his partners, Sansón and El Cuatrero, who have been eliminated since. Forastero is one of 4 AAA wrestlers remaining in the tournament. AAA is 11-11, which is the 3rd worst record among promotions with at least 20 matches. He beat Joe During back in episode 5. And then he upset Sheamus in episode 27 to get here. Speaking of great matches yesterday, that Sheamus and Gunther match was just the brutal butt-kicking brawl you wanted it to be. James Storm upset Harry Smith back in episode 5. It was a 100% quality match. And then he also pulled off an upset when he beat Jonah in episode 27. So Storm, the number 329 seed, in there with number 201, Forastero. Obviously, Forastero is the one in the mask. James Storm is the one that's sorry about your damn luck. The winner of this match is going to go on to face either Shingo Takagi or Eita later on in this episode. Of course, Takagi and Eita still to come. While this is going on, I'm going to go ahead and update. I have a doc going where I'm trying to figure out in advance the order of the last 4 matches based on seed, so I can eliminate the possibilities that had JTG in them. Because Jay has now been eliminated. Slide between the legs there from Forastero. Go behind. Forastero is still a relatively young wrestler, only 28 years old, who's in there with James Storm, who's been wrestling for 25. Forastero was 3 when James Storm started wrestling, which is wild to think about. But, I mean, he was one of the founding fathers of TNA, and it's hard to think about that TNA launched in 2002. It was one of the first promotions to kind of grow out of the collapse of WCW and ECW. Had an early roster, had guys like James Storm and Chris Harris, Christopher Daniels, Elix Skipper, AJ Styles, Low-Key, but it also was full of former WCW and ECW guys. Raven was very prominently featured in those early days. Rhino became a star pretty quickly after he left WWE. But yeah, man, TNA/Impact has been around for 2 decades at this point. And Forastero's only been around for 28 years. TNA has been around half my life. That's weird to think about because they launched when I was in college. Storm sent into the corner by Forastero. Forastero sends him back in, and a rolling capo kick just kicks him right in the face there in the corner. Goop and a back. Well, it's more of a kidney breaker, honestly, from Forastero, dropping him on the side rather than on his back. Sorry, where my light is set up, I can't read the bottom of the chat, so I'm having to adjust that. The joys of being your own producer. That's better. Except while I was doing that, I bumped my camera. Hello, I'm back. Jackknife pin there from Forastero. Referee for this match is Kyohei Wada from All Japan Pro Wrestling. We will see wrestlers today representing New Japan, Dragon Gate, WWE, DDT, AEW, All Japan. I already said New Japan, AAA, of course, as well as we saw the NWA and Noah in our opener. And of course, the Independents, which is where what James Storm is representing. He's not currently under contract with anybody. Although he's popped up in the NWA a couple times fairly recently, but yeah, he's enjoying that independent life. Meanwhile, Forastero, 1/3 of. He's also been working in OVW a lot lately. I just remembered. I think he is. Is he their heavyweight champion and the national champion? He has a couple of titles in OVW. Forastero, 1/3 of the AAA Trios champions. Big flying shoulder tackle from Storm. Let's see. Storm, yeah, he is the heavyweight and the national heavyweight champion. So good for him. But yeah, Forastero, along with Quattrero and Sansone, 1/3 of the Trios champions. Speaking of Trios champions, tonight on pay-per-view, Bleacher Report, Fight.tv, pay-per-view.com, whatever streaming service you prefer for pay-per-views, AEW All Out, which is a show I attended last year and was the coolest live wrestling experience I've ever had. The in-ring return of CM Punk after 7 years, the AEW debuts of Ruby Soho, Adam Cole, and Bryan Danielson, that incredible Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks cage match. Just a fantastic show. Tonight they're doing it again. It's the 2022 version of All Out. Oh, hold on. We're going for a Tiger Suplex there from Storm. Thought he might have been going for a Tiger Bomb. Instead, he goes overhead with it, hooks the leg. 1, 2.9. Forastero kicks out. But yeah, All Out is tonight, and AEW is crowning their first ever Trios champions when the Elite, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega will be taking on their former teammate Hangman Adam Page and the Dark Order's Adam Silver. Adam Silver is the commissioner of the NBA. John Silver and Alex Reynolds. And speaking of titles in AAA, the AAA mixed tag team titles are on the line as Sammy Guevara teams with his wife, Ty Conti, against Ruby Soho and Ortiz. Oh, another big kick missed there by Forastero. So going for a power bomb. Yep, power bomb, and stacks him up. 1, 2.9. Storm kicks out. Of course, the big main event is Punk and Moxley for the undisputed world title. That's going to be amazing. I'm not thrilled with how they got there, but the match itself should be a banger. Storm sent off the ropes again. Forastero missing that pump kick. He's done that 2 or 3 times now. Elbow to the spine. Now pulling Storm to his feet. Went for a gut wrench. No, Storm with a spinning sort of a variation on the Doctor Bomb there. Now heading to the top rope. He's going for a splash. No, another flying clothesline, this time off the top rope. Rolls him over into a sharpshooter. Kyohei Wada checking on Forastero, and Forastero has given up. James Storm is moving on to round number 4. Forastero put up a good fight, but so far we're 2 for 2 on the upsets on this episode, just like we were last week. This does not bode well for those higher seeds coming up. Number 329, James Storm, over number 200, Forastero. 83% quality, 15 minutes, 8 seconds with the sharpshooter. So James Storm moves on to face either Shingo Takagi or Eita later on in this episode. So yeah, 2 matches down, still 10 to go. We're going to get some more AAA representation here in our next match. The referee is going to be Lee Nakan from All Japan. And AAA is going to be sending out Myzteziz Jr., the number 296 seed. As you can tell, we on these matches, we kind of go, lower seeds early in the show, building up to the higher seeds, building it like a wrestling card, or at least like a Japanese wrestling card where the all of the big matches are at the end of the show. But yeah, Myzteziz now taking on another independent. There's our second straight independent versus AAA match. James Storm made it 1-0 for the independents tonight. Willie Mack hoping to continue that trend as he takes on Myzteziz Jr. And the settings have been entered. Let's go to the ring. So the winner of this match will face the winner of our next match, Lance Archer against Tangaloa. Out first, here comes Myzteziz Jr. As I mentioned, he's the 296th seed in our tournament. He upset Elias back in episode 4 with a roll-up, and then he beat Moose in episode 27. We already mentioned AAA now, by virtue of that loss, is 11-12, and Myzteziz is one of 3 AAA wrestlers remaining. And here comes Willie Mack, the number 168 seed from South Central LA. Big Willie Mack. He defeated Diener back in episode 4, and then Sal Renaro in episode 27. So we'll see if the chalk in this bracket would have Mack and Archer facing off. But so far we're 2 for 2 with the upsets, so we will find out. Mack obviously has the size and the power advantage. He's got 130 pounds on Myzteziz, but don't underestimate Willie Mack's speed. He's one of the most athletic big men in the sport. And he actually has a lot of experience in the lucha environment. So we'll see. Oh, quick roll up there by Myzteziz, but doesn't even get a 1 count. So Myzteziz, former Angelical, he, oh man, the Myzteziz lineage. It's, all right. I'm gonna do my best to try to do this from memory. So once upon a time, boys and girls and everyone in between, there was a big star in Mexico named Místico. He was, easily the top international star in the world. He was number 3 in the PWI 500, whatever year that was. And he signed with WWE. WWE didn't change much as far as his look goes, but changed his name to Sin Cara, made him wrestle with weird blue lights. And because the lighting was weird, he botched some moves and got buried pretty quickly. Well, Mexico, not one to let a great gimmick go to waste, put the Místico name on another wrestler. Basically had him pass down the mask to a new luchador, so there could still be a Místico even with the original in AAA or in WWE. So Místico gets released, or Sin Cara gets released, goes back to Mexico. Now there's already a Místico, so he can't be Místico anymore. So he goes back, he changes his name to Myzteziz. Basically the same mask, the same gear, very much the same in pretty much every way, except he just doesn't have the rights to the Místico name anymore. So now he's Myzteziz. Time passes by. He gets credit for, or gets the rights to his original name back, goes from being Myzteziz to Místico. Now there's no Myzteziz. So in the Lucha Libre tradition of passing down a name, in this case, rather than just having him be another Myzteziz, they made him Myzteziz Jr., the former Angelical. They gave the mask to him, so he's now Myzteziz Jr. As far as I know, he is not actually related to the original Myzteziz. Also, the original Mystico, the same guy. But yes, there's also a whole side thing with Dralistico and Dragon Lee, and yeah, it's a whole kind of side arching. Just I'm sure if you Wikipedia Mystico, there will be a full rundown of how all that worked. That was from memory, so I'm sure I missed some details along the way. But yeah, this Myzteziz Jr., not the son of Myzteziz. If he was, he would be El Hijo de Myzteziz. That's how you can tell the difference in Lucha Libre. If somebody is El Hijo de or La Hija de, means they are the son or daughter of the person whose gimmick they're using. If they're just junior, it means that the mask has been passed down to them from the previous holder. So Rey Mysterio Jr. is actually the nephew of the original Rey Mysterio. So otherwise he would be El Hijo de Rey Mysterio, which technically Dom is. Dominic Mysterio is technically El Hijo de Rey Mysterio. He just doesn't go by that name. Lucha Libre traditions, man, they're weird. They're not weird. They're very cool. They're just very different from how American wrestling works. Speaking of very different, Willie Mack showing that power advantage. Big suplex there. Myzteziz now with a fireman's carry. Dragging him toward the center of the ring. Pulls him up. Mack sends him off the ropes. Goes for a clothesline. Myzteziz ducks it, but doesn't duck those forearms. And Mack showing him what he thinks of him. Nice victory roll there from Myzteziz. Doesn't get a 1 count because he rolled him into the ropes. Lina Khan paying attention. Not going to count that. Oh, ref bump. Myzteziz just whipped Mack into Lina Khan. But as we've mentioned almost every week since this show began, we lock the locker rooms during matches, so there is no interference. There are no managers. There are no seconds. There's no partners allowed at ringside. It is straight up one-on-one. Stunner from Mack. And a standing moonsault. 1, 2.9. Myzteziz kicks out. And looks like Lina Khan's busted open after that collision with Willie Mack. I don't see a lot of referees juicing, but 450 for Myzteziz, but Mack was in the ropes. Mack throws a drop kick, but misses. Need a midsection from Myzteziz. Myzteziz, what's he going for now? Nope. Mack sends him off the ropes. Spinning heel kick. Both men are down, but Mack is actually the first to his feet. Go behind, but back on stunner. And another standing moonsault from Mack. 1, 2.9. Myzteziz kicks out again as we pass the 12-minute mark of our third contest. And an elbow to the back of the head from Myzteziz. Fireman's carry takedown. Now go behind. Just a clubbing axe handle to the back of the head. But as I was mentioning, there is no interference. There theoretically could be a disqualification. But so far, hold on, another standing moonsault. 2.9. Myzteziz kicks out again. We have not had a single disqualification. We've had 4 countouts. But yeah, no interference, no knockouts. It's got to be pinfall, submission, or one of the 4 countouts that we've had. We want this to just be a straight up contest to find out who's the best. I'm getting a little laggy here. Sorry about that. I think we're caught back up. Mack with a big power slam. 1, 2, 3. That is enough. Willie Mack breaks the streak of upsets. And Willie Mack advances to face the winner between Lance Archer and Tangaloa, which is next. Let me get the old spreadsheet updated here. Willie Mack, 168. Over 296. Jr. 86% quality. Power Slam. We now know Willie Mack will face the winner between Archer and Tangaloa, which, as soon as I get it set up, will be our next match. Referee will be Piero from AAA. There we go. And, wrong direction. Sorry, I have thousands of wrestlers saved in my game, so it takes a while to find the right folder to get them out. All right. So let's head to ringside for match number 4. Again, winner will face Willie Mack later on in this episode. First up, here comes Tangaloa. Tangaloa, the number 281 seed in the tournament. He's one of 15 New Japan wrestlers remaining. New Japan so far 36-41, which is the worst record among promotions with at least 25 matches. This is actually the 13th meeting between these two. He upset El Fantasmo in episode 4 and then pulled off the huge upset beating Kazuchika Okada in episode 26. And his opponent, Lance Archer, reminding us that everybody dies. He defeated Willow Nightingale in episode 4. And then, you know what? I don't have a note on who he beat. It was in episode 27. I can find it quickly. I had their seed, but not who they were. Lance Archer beat Cedric Alexander in episode 27. Lance Archer, of course, representing AEW. He is one of 20 AEW wrestlers left, which is the most among all promotions. AEW is 60-52, which is the second best record among promotions with at least 30 matches. And AEW's 60 wins, 52 losses, and 112 total matches are all most among all promotions. So, as mentioned, this is the 13th meeting between these two. They are 3-3 and 2-2, 3-3 in tag matches, 2-2 in trios matches. I'm sorry, in three-way tag matches, they're 2-2, or at least Archer is. Let me see. Yeah, and they have also met in one trios match and one 8-man tag, and Archer's team won both of those. So Archer has a 7-5 record against Tangaloa. So hoping to this is the first ever singles meeting between these two. Archer hoping to maintain his winning ways here at the number 104 seed against number 281. All right, while this is going on, I'm also updating. Forastero is out. And Myzteziz is out. So currently, if Archer wins this match, the main event of this episode is going to be Archer versus Mack, because that will be the highest possible combination of seeds among any second round showdown or fourth round showdown. Trading blows here. Big, powerful wrestlers here. All right. Also, I should probably say at some point in this episode, we're 40.5 minutes in. I do apologize for my slightly disheveled appearance today, more so than usual, because my wife has COVID. So I have been sleeping on the couch in the bonus room for the last 4 nights. It's starting to wear on me a little bit. Showering in the guest bathroom is fine, but I miss my bed and I miss my shower. It has meant that I have missed. I've missed class at FXE the last. I haven't been there Wednesday or Friday, and I will probably miss tomorrow as well, unless by some miracle she's better and tests negative. I feel bad for her though. I had it last August, and it is just the worst. Yeah, poor thing. But she's a little better every day, and so I'm hoping in the next couple of days she'll be right as rain. One thing that I didn't want to let slip past me that we were talking about the confusion around the Mystico. Tanga Loa's got a baseball bat. Oh God! And then he just drops him with a Samoan driver on the baseball bat. Surprised he didn't kill Archer with that, but Archer's firing back with some knees now. So anyway, while Sin Cara was in WWE, this is the original Mystico, he was injured for a bit, and so they brought in a new Mystico, or a new Sin Cara, and then when it's not a Sin Cara Negro, because he wore black, and then the original Sin Cara Azul, wore blue, came back and beat him. He stopped being Sin Cara and started being Unico. And then Unico got got some muscle, got a partner to back him up, and that partner's name was Camacho. Camacho is now Tanga Loa. So just a fun little bit of full circle on the story we were telling in the first match. Loa trained by Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley, and so he's got a championship pedigree, but he has primarily been a tag wrestler in New Japan. Has broken out as a single star recently. Big moonsault from Archer. 1, 2 count only, says referee Piero. Goes behind, side suplex. Oh, Archer saying something to the crowd. We can't hear him because the crowd is so loud. Maybe Archer's just yelling at them, mad that he can't have Jake Roberts in his corner for this. Loa with those headbutts. And you never want to get hit in the head by the head of an Islander. That's just one of those fundamental rules of wrestling is Samoans, Tongans, they all have absurdly hard heads. Big pump kick from Archer. Samoan drop. Yes, indeed. And they're both down, but Loa's first to his feet. Archer with a short arm clothesline, shades of his mentor, Jake Roberts. But Loa just punches him in the stomach. And a collision. Both men down here at the 12.5-minute mark. Again, who will move on to face Willie Mack in the 4th round? A match that will take place later on in this episode. Loa going for the pin. 1, 2 count only. Now they're trading punches again. Neither man seemingly gaining an advantage. Archer, big boot. Drags Loa away from the ropes because he knows if he goes for the pin, Piero's not going to count. Going for a power bomb here. Indeed, a razor's edge. Almost a variation on his blackout finisher. 2 kick out by Tanga Loa. And the match continues. Stomp to the spine from Loa. Now sending him off the ropes. And a clothesline. Back to the Samoan drop. Yes, indeed. This time sending Archer to the floor, right where that baseball bat and kendo stick that Loa brought out earlier are. Will Loa actually use them now? So far seems satisfied, just whipping Archer into the steel barricade at ringside, keeping the fans safe. We're up to a 10 count. Again, we do use the Japanese 20 count as opposed to the traditional American 10. Which is why that match didn't just end. Tanga Loa with a modified power bomb to 2.9. Sort of a blue thunder bomb, I think. Ooh, almost a collision there between Loa and Piero. Tiara almost met the same fate that Lena Khan did in our last match. We understand she has been stitched up and she is fine. Big suplex from Archer. Lana. Wait, no, sorry. Wrong Archer. Loa sends him off the ropes. Big boot to the midsection. Loa now going for a scoop. Nope. Samoan driver hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. That does it. Tanga Loa has nearly evened up the career series with Lance Archer. In their first ever singles meeting, Tanga Loa picks up the victory, and he will move on to face Willie Mack later on in this episode. That is, I forgot to mention that pile driver, I was calling it a Samoan driver. I forgot that he calls it the ape shit. So Tanga Loa, we're 3 for 4 on the upsets in this match, in this episode. Tanga Loa beating Lance Archer. That's 281, beating 104. 93% quality, the highest of this episode so far. The powers that be at Fire Pro are not loving these matches today for some reason, which is weird because I'm having a good time calling them. I hope you're having a good time watching them. Excuse me. I've also been drinking more soda than I really should, and so that's where that came from. So up next, we have another AEW wrestler against another star from Japan. This time not from New Japan, but from All Japan Pro Wrestling. We're going to see Shotaro Ashino as he takes on AEW's Elite Hunter, although I don't know what he's doing now that the Elite are seemingly baby faces. Frankie Kazarian, former member of SCU. In fact, I believe he's still going to have the SCU nameplate when he comes out here. But we shall see. Let's head to ringside. The referee is going to be El Hijo de Tirantes. And the winner of this will face the winner of an all AEW showdown between Jeff Hardy and Daniel Garcia, which is a match I've been looking forward to since it was determined that it was going to happen. So, yeah, let's get Lance Archer out of there. Yeah. So, Shotaro Ashino, one half of the All Japan Tag Team Champions. That is, give me 1 second. I will look up who his partner is. I have that. Ryuki Honda is his tag team partner. And here comes Frankie Kazarian. The future, the heavy metal rebel. This, I believe, is the first time these two have ever met, but I also have that. Yes, they have never met before. Ashino beat he beat Matt Cardona in episode 5. And then he beat Jaden Newman in episode 27. Both of those via an ankle lock. He is one of 4 All Japan wrestlers remaining in the tournament. All Japan 12-2, which is the best record among all promotions with at least 10 matches. Kazarian defeated Flyer in episode 21. And then Casey Catal in what episode was that? Episode 27. Forearm to the face. So that's Kazarian in the red, Ashino in the black. El Hijo del Tirantes is our referee. I'm Pat Dooley. I'm your announcer and producer and creator of this stream. And you're watching Pro Wrestling Simulated. This is the 500. Our tournament based on the PWI 500. We started the tournament with 500 wrestlers, obviously. And we are now down to 112? Yeah, 112. Forearm to the face there from Frankie Kazarian. We will be down to 104 when this episode is done. And then next week, we'll actually have our 400th match on our 39th episode. We're going to episode 47 when we will crown the first ever PWS champion when the tournament concludes. And we have a winner. Big hip toss there from Frankie Kazarian. Rear chinlock. Kazarian, another one of those guys I was talking earlier about, kind of the founding fathers of Impact Wrestling. Kazarian may not have been there from the beginning, but he was there kind of at its peak. He is a 24-year pro trained by Killer Kowalski and Jesse Hernandez, whereas Ashino, only a 7-year pro. He debuted in February of 2015, but he was trained by the legendary Keiji Muto, aka the Great Muta. But yeah, only a 7-year pro at 32. He didn't start till he was 25, whereas Frankie was 21 when he started 24 years ago. Kazarian off the ropes. Big leg drop across the back of the head. You will see him utilize those leg drops. Big suplex up and over, takes Ashino down. Belly to belly. Ashino now dragging him away. Hooks the leg. One. Only a 1 count. Dragon screw leg whip. Dragging him away from the ropes. No. Kazarian's got control of the head with that front chancery. Coming off the ropes. Yep, here he comes. Sling blade from Frankie Kazarian. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. 2 count only for Frankie Kazarian there on Shotaro Ashino. Again, the winner of this match will face either Jeff Hardy or Daniel Garcia later on in this episode. Big side suplex there from Kazarian. Drops an elbow. A stomp. Guillotine choke there. Ashino been watching his Roman Reigns tapes. Up and over belly to belly suplex. And again, that guillotine choke. Both men back to their feet. Another dragon screw. Ashino dragging Kazarian away from the ropes. Pulls him to his feet. Big European uppercut. And drops an elbow on the inside of the knee. Possibly working him over to set up for that ankle lock that he's already used to win 2 matches. Kazarian's got to be careful. He does not want to fall into that trap. Ashino charges into the corner with a big forearm, and down goes Kazarian. There's the ankle lock. Elijo del Tirantes checking on Kazarian, but Kazarian able to kick the base leg from Ashino. Good veteran move there from Kazarian. You could see he didn't quite have that leg planted for leverage, and Kazarian kicked his ankle out, allowing him to escape the hold. Belly to belly overhead from Ashino. Dragging Kazarian toward the center of the ring. Again with a dragon screw. And a diamond cutter. I guess that was really more of an ace crusher, but too close to the ropes. Sent off the ropes. Sling blade from Kazarian. T-bone suplex from Ashino. And a big, two rolling German suplexes here. That's 2. Oh, and then a chop block. Ashino. A cheap follow-up there. A big DDT from Kazarian. Dragging him again toward the center of the ring. Fireman's carry. TKO. Shades of his friend Scorpio Sky. Elbow to the face, though, from Ashino. Sends him off the ropes. Big overhead belly-to-belly throw. Ashino now to the top rope. Moonsault press, but he's in the ropes. There will be no count. Gut wrench, almost into a pile driver variation there. Another one. Yeah, I mean, it is just a gut wrench suplex, but Kazarian's landing high on his head and neck. And now, awful waffle there from Kazarian. Tried to pull the legs in so as not to get the rope break, but he didn't quite do it enough. Sister Abigail there from Kazarian. Busting out a lot of other people's finishes here. Lateral press, 1, 2.9. Ashino kicks out. Another big overhead belly to belly by Ashino. Rolls him over to going for the ankle lock. He is right on the logo. No way can Kazarian get to the ropes, but watch that right foot of Kazarian's. Yep, there it is. He did it again. Ashino planting with the wrong leg, giving Kazarian the opening. Ashino now hanging him from the tree of woe. Series of kicks to just the side of Kazarian's head while he's hanging upside down. And another ace crusher. But he's not able to capitalize. That's to stop and catch his breath. Circling each other once more. Oh my God. Head and leg suplex. Ashino. Oh, Kazarian playing possum. But he just eats a punch to the midsection there from Ashino. Big suplex sends the All Japan Tag Team Champion to the floor. Kazarian not going to follow him out. Going to stand in the middle of the ring and catch his breath. Smart move by the veteran. Only a 4 count on the floor before Ashino returns. And there's that. Is that the flux capacitor? Is that what Kazarian calls that? I've been calling it Sister Abigail as sort of a half joke. 1, 2, 3. That is enough. Kazarian is your winner and advances to the round of 64 and a showdown with either Jeff Hardy or Daniel Garcia later on in this here episode. So that is number 169, Frankie Kazarian. Moving on. Wave of the Future is what that's called. Wave of the Future. Sorry, Simpsons joke. 169, and Ashino is 216. Oh, Ashino. 89%, 15 minutes, 44 seconds. Wave of the Future. Kazarian moves on to a showdown with either Jeff Hardy or Daniel Garcia. Which, oh hey, let's just do that next, shall we? Jeff Hardy and Daniel Garcia. This will be our 6th third round match of this episode. We will wind up having a total of 8, and then we'll have 4 fourth round matches after a brief intermission. So our referee for this match is going to be Rick Knox. As we mentioned in previous episodes, when we have 2 wrestlers from the same promotion going head to head, we try to get a referee from that promotion to call the match. So in this case, Rick Knox, who has been on his best behavior throughout this tournament. There's been no questionable, of course, not having tag team partners or managers or anything is helping in that regard. But even still, he's been doing a good job calling it down the middle. And we will see if that continues in this next match as Jeff Hardy takes on Daniel Garcia. Ashino did not advance. So he won't be in any of those matches. So if Kazarian wins this match, this is the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Champion, by the way, Daniel Garcia, representing the Jericho Appreciation Society. Garcia beat Griff Garrison back in episode 5 with a Suzuki-style pile driver. That was a 100% quality match. And then he upset Keith Lee in episode 27. And his opponent is the legendary Jeff Hardy, the charismatic enigma, who defeated Prince Ahura in episode 20, and then Angelo Dawkins in episode 27. This is the first ever meeting between Jeff Hardy and Daniel Garcia. Both of them, I believe, have had matches with... No, only Hardy has had matches with Kazarian. So, yeah, we will see going forward. As mentioned, if Hardy wins, we know our main event is Hardy against Kazarian. If Garcia wins, it may still be the main event, depending on what happens in the Balor, Takeshita, and Takagi Eita matches. If Takeshita beats Balor, that'll be the first match back from break. Anyway, I've got a whole thing going. I'm keeping track, so you don't have to. But so far, 5 of the 8 wrestlers we will see in our final 4 matches tonight have all been determined. This is our 6th match. Winner will face Frankie Kazarian. It's Jeff Hardy in the purple and black against Daniel Garcia, Red Death Daniel Garcia in the red and black. Garcia having to do this on his own. No Jericho Appreciation Society in his corner. Jeff went to the top rope, but saw that Garcia was moving out of the way, so did the wise thing and hopped down. Off the ropes, Garcia with a big drop kick. And a spear. Nope. Oh, nice counter into a pinning combo by Jeff. By the time Rick Knox realized what was happening, Garcia had already kicked out, so we didn't even get a 1 count. Elbow to the spine there from Jeff. Rolls into a camel clutch. Very unorthodox offense from the charismatic Enigma. But what else would you expect from Jeff Hardy, man? 45 years old, a 28-year pro. He started when he was 17. Hardy, 28-year pro, had been wrestling 5 years by the time Garcia was born. Garcia's only been at this 5 years. That's how incredible a wrestler he is to have reached this level so early in his career. On the verge of the round of 64, he was number 233 on the PWI 500 this year. I would not be surprised to see him in the top 100 this year in 2022. He's PWG world champion. He's been heavily featured on AEW TV throughout the year. Represented them, pretty much all over the world in the indies, as well as just having banger match after banger match in AEW. Hardy swings and misses with the drop kick. Another takedown by Garcia. Turns it into a heel hook. Rick Knox checking on Jeff to make sure he doesn't give up. He does not. Kicks Garcia in the face to get out. Bear with me 1 second. I get a drink of water. I've been talking nonstop for 6 matches at this point. Hardy hooks the leg, but Garcia kicks out before even a count of 1. Scoop and a slam by Jeff Hardy. I thought he was going to go for his diving leg drop to the crotch. Instead, he just stomps on it. And Knox lets it happen. Off the ropes. Nope. Jeff slams on the brakes when he sees Garcia getting to his feet. Twist of fate. There it is. And he goes into a rear chin lock. I would have thought he would have either gone for the pin or possibly for the swanton, but maybe Jeff's done his scouting and he knows that that's not going to be enough to keep Daniel Garcia down. Garcia sends Hardy off the ropes. Lets him pass. Hardy grabs the ropes. Oh, and an arm breaker over his shoulder. A big spear. Oh, and Jeff again rolls him into the pin. Too close to the rope, says referee Rick Knox. Again, bending that elbow backwards. It's a disgusting move from Garcia. Now just a rear naked choke. Gonna put Jeff to sleep. Jeff went in that front chancery. I thought he might have been looking for the twist of fate again. 1 count only off the elbow to the back. I think Jeff trying to catch Garcia sleeping there with a quick pin after a pretty minor move. Garcia sending, nope, with a go behind. Nope. Standing switch. Nope. Standing switch. Garcia sends Hardy off the ropes and they collide. Good counter wrestling back and forth. Snapmare by Garcia. And a PK to the chest. 1, 2. The design on Jeff's boots makes it look like he's wearing spats, which is awesome. People need to wear spats again. That was such a cool look. Clubbing blow to the back of the head. And a forearm to the face from Hardy. Now at the rear chin lock again. As we pass the 10-minute mark. Knees to the midsection. Is that ring announcer the same one that introduces Austin Theory's entrance music? Garcia with a guillotine choke. And flashbacks to last night. Clash at the Castle. Big drop kick from Garcia. Inverted atomic drop from Jeff Hardy. A stomp to the midsection. And double axe handle to the spine. And a knee to the midsection from Garcia. Garcia trying to, oh man, into a variation on the crossface. Choking Jeff out with his own spine, basically. Hardy sends Garcia into the corner, reluctantly following him in. There's mounted punches in the corner now. Go behind into a roll-up. 1, 2. Jeff going for that schoolboy. Only got a 2 count. Garcia with a kick to the midsection. Standing switch. Standing switch. Oh, man. That's a brutal variation on a snapmare, just going backwards with it. Back into that rear naked choke. Jeff too close to the ropes. Rick Knox calls it. Hardy now. What's he going to do here? Clubbing forearms across the back. Rolls into that camel clutch again. But Garcia's just too close to the ropes. Slap to the face from Garcia. With 5 fingers say to the face. Again, guillotine, and again, Hardy gets to the ropes. What's Jeff doing now? Nothing. Just showing off. Catching his breath in the center of the ring, which is smart. That's the smart move. Jeff doesn't need to take unnecessary risks at this point. Going for the twist of fate. And he hits it again. But unable to capitalize. Garcia actually first to his feet. Jeff went for a mule kick, but Garcia avoided it. Sling blade from Jeff Hardy. Now it's Jeff coming off the ropes with a big flying clothesline. Shades of Tito Santana there with that clothesline. Back into the guillotine choke from Garcia. Red Death trying to put Jeff Hardy to sleep. And a DDT from Hardy. Hardy dragging Garcia away from the corner. Goes into his feet. Rolling cross arm breaker from Daniel Garcia. Garcia wearing Hardy down with those submission holds. What's Jeff going for now? Pointing to the corner. I thought he might have been getting ready for a swanton. But no, we got those. Oh, Garcia just with punches to the spine. That's not a move you see very often. And a big running drop kick from Garcia. But Hardy's first to his feet. Drops a leg across the back of Garcia's head. Hardy now off the ropes. Another big flying clothesline. Go behind. Nope. Drop toe hold by Garcia. And a drop kick to the balls there from Hardy. Garcia now walking Hardy toward the corner. Not sure what he's planning here. Go behind. Standing switch. Standing switch. Hardy sent into the corner. Garcia following him in slowly. Stomping a mud hole in him. Walking it dry. Oh no, those face washes across the face with the bottom of his foot. Insult to injury here from Daniel Garcia. Another twist of fate from Jeff. And a standing moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Jeff Hardy wins. And it's going to be Hardy and Kazarian in our main event of this show. Big win for Jeff Hardy to move on to the round of 64. Good showing by Daniel Garcia. Put up a good fight against the legend, but there's a reason that Jeff's a legend. The 105, Jeff Hardy. With the twist of fate, or the twist cutter, as the game calls it, against number 233, Daniel Garcia. 90% quality. Again, not getting great ratings from the game, but c'est la vie, I suppose. Jeff Hardy moves on to face Frankie Kazarian in our main event. And let's see. That. Okay. And now it is time for our penultimate match before the intermission. As we will see a young wrestler who has been taking America by storm when DDT's Konosuke Takeshita takes on WWE's Finn Balor. Now, in a nod to the folks over at New Legacy Inc., I can neither confirm nor deny whether Konosuke Takeshita is a bad FOD or if you haven't been watching their recent pay-per-view streams, you absolutely have to. Those guys are hilarious. But Konosuke Takeshita is the number 136 seed. He's another one of those guys that is going to shoot up the rankings this year. He had an absolutely phenomenal year. Definitely leaving his mark in American wrestling. The star from DDT Pro, getting a lot of exposure thanks to a series of matches in AEW. Will he move on to face Chris Ridgeway later on? We will find out. Let's head to the ring. As mentioned, Takeshita, the number 136 seed in our tournament, a member of the 37 Kamina stable in DDT. He's one of 3 DDT wrestlers remaining. The promotion is 12-5, which is the best record among promotions with at least 15 matches. He defeated Ricky South in episode 20, and then upset Josh Woods in episode 26. His opponent, the pride of Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, the leader of the Judgment Day, Finn Balor. He's one of 14 WWE wrestlers remaining. WWE is 59-48, which is the best record among promotions with at least 30 matches. He had a first-round bye because he's the number 8 seed, and then defeated Cabana Man Dan in episode 26 to get to this match. Again, winner will face Chris Ridgeway later on in this show. Scooping a slam by Takeshita. Forearm to the face. Excuse me. Again, as mentioned, been sleeping on the couch because my wife's got COVID and it's wearing on me. Elbow to the back from Balor. I'm having to tweak some referee stuff here because I didn't account for the fact that I would need 2 AEW referees on this show. Easy enough to fix. We just have trading blows back and forth here are Balor and Takeshita. Paul Turner will be officiating our main event, as it will be an AEW versus AEW match. I fixed it. I'm good. So, yeah, Balor, 41 years old, only slightly older than I am. 20-year pro. Is in there against Konosuke Takeshita, who is 27, but has been at it for 10 years. He was 17 when he debuted. Definitely one of the fastest rising stars in the world. The number 136 seed, again, I think I have to imagine he'll be top 100 this year. A brainbuster on Balor. Chris Ridgeway, is backstage watching this, anxiously awaiting the announcement of his opponent. Give up. Referee is Todd Sinclair, formerly of Ring of Honor, who I guess will probably be of Ring of Honor again once Ring of Honor comes back. Scoop and a slam by Balor. Then just a double stomp to the midsection. Not quite the coup de grace. Like a coup de ville. If you can't make yourself laugh, what's the point? Another brain buster from Takeshita. Of course, Takeshita in the white, Balor in the black. Boston Crab now. No, into almost more of a lion tamer. He doesn't have the knee planted. Balor manages to escape. And Balor, the number 8 seed in our tournament. One of 12 wrestlers to have gotten a first round bye. 3 of those wrestlers have since been eliminated. Number 1, Kenny Omega. Number 2, Roman Reigns. And number 11, Cody Rhodes have all been sent down. The current, if you were to take chalk on the bracket as it remains, you would be looking at a Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre final. But as we have seen so far with 6 matches and 3 upsets, Blue Thunder Bomb from Takeshita 2.9. Almost a big upset there from Takeshita. But like I was saying, there have been a lot of upsets in this tournament, so I wouldn't bet too heavily on Lashley and McIntyre if I were you. Currently the odds would be Lashley in the semifinals. It'd be Lashley over Ospreay, McIntyre over Ibushi. But again, that's assuming that those 4 manage to survive the next several weeks. 2.9 again for Takeshita. Getting a nice series of near falls here against the former Universal Champion. Balor going for something. Takeshita turns it into a suplex. Balor sends Takeshita off the ropes. Goes for a drop kick. Takeshita sidesteps it into a heel hook. Sinclair asking Balor if he gives up. He does not. Reversal on the whip. Balor coming off. Big boot from Takeshita. Off the ropes. And just a big swinging lariat taking Balor's head off. 1, 2. 2 count only, says Todd Sinclair. Did not seem to be in much of a rush to get over to count that pin, did he? Trading forearms here are Balor and Takeshita. And a big drop kick. Scoop and a slam from the leader of the Judgment Day. An elbow to the spine. Go behind. Pele kick to the back of the head. Oh, Takeshita. Burning hammer. Doesn't go for the pin, though. I thought for sure that would have been a finish. Going back to the brainbuster. Nope. Balor slides out of it. But Takeshita grabs him and got him on the second try. Takeshita now off the ropes. But Balor got to his feet. Takeshita had to slam on the brakes. Balor with a series of forearms to the face. Swinging neck breaker from Balor. Series of stomps to the midsection, possibly softening him up for the coup de grace. Punch to the midsection from Balor. Go behind. Side suplex, yes. But Takeshita actually the first to his feet. Goes for a thrust kick, but misses. Another brain buster. Once again, dropping Balor on the top of his head. Go behind. Does he want that burning hammer? You know he does. Another Pele kick from Balor. Takeshita sends him into the corner. Following him in, puts him up top. What's he going for now? Superplex from Takeshita. Yes, indeed. Sending Balor right into the center of the ring. Both men to their feet. Big German suplex from Takeshita. 1, 2.9. I thought that was it. Balor kicks out. Takeshita again going for the brain buster. Just repeatedly dropping Balor on his head. And a forearm to the back of the head. Pulling him to his feet. Balor with a code breaker. Punch to the midsection from Takeshita. Balor now. High delayed vertical suplex. Takeshita again first to his feet. Sends Balor to the floor. stop and catch his breath, just like I am. A lot of action to call in this match. So it main event almost any show in the world, but we've still got 5 more to go. German suplex from Takeshita. 1, 2, 3. That does it. Konosuke Takeshita has moved on to face Chris Ridgeway. Finn Balor, the number 8 seed, is out. Big win for Takeshita. And that's another wrestler that got a first round bye that is out in round number 3. 36. Konosuke Takeshita over number 8. Finn Balor. Bridging German suplex. And we've got Takeshita and Chris Ridgeway coming up after the intermission. We got one more match before the intermission, though. We will be finding out who will face James Storm in the latter part of our show. All right. That's it for Balor. Check him off. All right. So our next match, Brian Hebner from Impact will be calling the action in the ring as Dragon Gate's Eita, representing Perros del Mal de Japón. As he takes on, that's the wrong direction. New Japan's number 9 seed. We just saw the number 8 seed lose. Number 9 seed Shingo Takagi. Got to be hoping for a better result. This is our only chalk match of the night, as in the 2 wrestlers that were supposed to be here in terms of seeds, actually both advancing through their first 2 matches. Takagi and Eita. Winner faces James Storm. Let's head to the ring. Okay. Versus Chris Ridgeway. Here comes Shingo, representing Los Ingobernables de Japón. Number 9 overall seed. Eita got to this point by beating... I did not do a great job this week of making notes of who these people beat. He beat Jack Evans back in episode 4, and then beat Rhett Titus in episode 27 to get to this point. Takagi, of course, had a first round bye, and then defeated Mark Briscoe in episode 27. This is the 72nd encounter between these 2. They have also teamed 60 times. As a team, they're 35-25. In singles matches, Takagi's 2-0. In tag matches, Takagi has the edge 8-7. In trios, Takagi has the edge 20-13. But that's where it starts to divert a little bit. 2-1 in 3-way trios matches, also in favor of Takagi. But in 4-way trios matches, they're both 0-1. They were both on losing teams. Eita has a 9-3 advantage in 8-man tags. They're 2-2 in 10-man tags. And they both lost the same battle royal. So Takagi has a 37-34 record against Eita. Eita has a 33-38 record against Takagi because of that battle royal that they both lost. Eita, one of only 2 Dragon Gate wrestlers remaining. Dragon Gate has gone 5-6 in this tournament, which is the 4th worst record among promotions with at least 10 matches. Trading blows back and forth. Takagi gets the advantage. Again, the winner of this match will face James Storm coming up after the break. It won't be the first match back from the break. That will be Takeshita and Ridgeway. We know our main event will be Hardy and Kazarian. What we don't know is the order that the second and third matches after the... Oh, Eita went for the green mist, but Takagi punched him in the face to avoid taking it. If Takagi wins, then it'll be the Mac-Loa match first, followed by Takagi and Storm. If Eita wins, he and Storm will go before Mac and Loa, based on how the seeds work out. Eita sent into the corner now. Takagi following him in, series of stomps in the corner. Yes, 5 minutes down. Back and forth action here in the first 6 minutes of this match. High back body drop from Takagi. Sorry. Sick wife texting. Wants a water bottle. I will bring it to her during the intermission. Oh, going for a vertebreaker. Vertebreaker from Eita. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. 2 count only, says Brian Hebner. Angle slam there, sort of almost a Death Valley driver, almost dropped him on his head, but didn't quite. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. 2 count only. Eita sends Takagi off the ropes, meets him with a big forearm. Off the ropes, and a shotgun drop kick to the chest. And another angle slam, this one sending Takagi to the floor. Eita over the top rope with a plancha to the floor. Eita with a go behind now, sending Takagi into the barricade. He's got a chair. Dragon screw from Takagi. Manages to avoid getting hit by the chair. And another dragon screw leg whip. Takagi back in the ring at the 15 count. Eita follows him at 16. Eita sent off the ropes. Collision. Off the ropes again comes Eita. And another shotgun drop kick to the chest. James Storm anxiously awaiting the winner of this match. Big time headbutt. And a lariat from Takagi took his head off. 1, 2, 3. No. Eita kicks out of the lariat. I thought that was it. Takagi now pulling Eita to his feet. Eats an elbow to the face. Another Olympic slam. But Eita unable to capitalize. He really got rocked by that lariat. Then a big chop from Shingo. And another. Again, these two have a long history against each other from when Shingo was also in Dragon Gate before he went to New Japan. Eita stayed in Dragon Gate. Takagi catching his breath. Eita not going for the dive this time. Catching his breath, probably wise after the abuse he just took from Takagi. Takagi sends him off the ropes. Big power slam. That might have been a Samoan drop. It was hard to tell. It was so fast. Oh my God, Death Valley was almost a burning hammer. And a high back body drop. Takagi now off the ropes. Another massive lariat. And he's going back to that burning hammer. No, Eita escapes. Sent off the ropes. Another high back body drop. And a lariat to the back of the head. Northern lariat. Shades of Bobby Roode there. On an elbow to the back of the knee of Eita. Back to that burning hammer. Made in Japan, I believe, is what he calls that. 2, 3. That is enough. Shingo Takagi will face James Storm. And that will be after the break. Big win for Shingo. Breaking the seeming curse of the favorites here. Last of the Dragon. I'm sorry, not the Made in Japan is something else. 14 minutes, 23 seconds. Last of the Dragon. It's going to be Takagi against Storm after the break. So after the break, we now know that it'll be Konosuke Takeshita against Chris Ridgeway, Willie Mack against Tangaloa, Shingo Takagi against James Storm, and our main event, Jeff Hardy and Frankie Kazarian. Folks, you don't want to miss that. Don't go anywhere. We will be back in 5-ish minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hey, gang, thanks for your patience. That was a little longer than 5 minutes, but a little harder to... I forgot which fridge we had the water bottles in, so had to track that down, make a quick bio break. But we are back. We have... 4 more matches to go in this episode. We've already seen 8 of the remaining 100. Well, we'll started this episode with 116 wrestlers. We're down to 108. We're about to lose 4 more between now and the end of the episode. Let's see, 3 WWE referees and one from AEW for our main event. Let's see. Chris Ridgeway. Where are you, DDT? You know, in hindsight, I probably should have just alphabetized these promotions rather than trying to do them in like a ranked order. But that is moot because here we go. First of 4 fourth round matches happening in this episode. We've already seen 8 third round matches. I don't think that's actually Chris Ridgway's theme, but I dig it. Winner of this will face the winner of our next match, Willie Mack and Tangaloa. That will happen in round 5. That'll happen in episode 45. So 7 weeks from today, we will have that showdown. Trying to multitask here, and it is difficult. Okay, here we go. So it's Ridgeway that's covered in tattoos with the black trunks, the black tights. The white trunks is Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshita representing DDT Pro Wrestling, dramatic green team. Chris Ridgeway from Pro Wrestling Noah. The referee is Danilo Amphibio from WWE, or as I've affectionately started calling him on these streams, Zachary Quinto, the referee. I think that's who he looks like. You got 2 wrestlers from New Japan, 2 wrestlers from AEW, 2 wrestlers from the Independents that have advanced to our final 4 matches in this episode. We've also got these 2, DDT and Noah, being represented. So earlier we saw Ridgeway beat JTG with a scissors sleeper hold. And we saw Takeshita upset Finn Balor with a bridging German suplex. Takeshita is the higher seed at 136 against 328 for Ridgeway. Last week, we had Karrion Kross, Hartley Jackson, Don't Die Miles, and Antonio Honda all advance to the round of 32. We're going to add 4 more names to that before this episode is over. Takeshita going for the pin. 2. Got 15 minutes until the 0 hour starts for the AEW pay-per-view. I was hoping to be done by then, which is why we got the early start today, but that's all right. Amphibio making sure that Ridgeway does not submit. Boot to the midsection there from Takeshita. Go behind. There's that German suplex that he used to beat Balor. But Amphibio all over it. Ridgeway just with a series of uppercuts right on the chin. Now a forearm to the face and another. Now kicks to the side. Ridgeway trying to win a striking battle here. Takeshita fires off a forearm of his own. Go behind. Burning hammer. No, into an elevated power bomb. Two. This is more of a, is that a tower hacker? Is that what that's called? Been a while since I've seen anybody do that. Another series of uppercuts from Ridgeway and then a snap suplex. And the joys of recording from home. My neighbor is mowing his lawn. I'm hoping that the pickup pattern on my microphone is good enough to only get my voice, but we'll see. High Boston Crab from Takeshita. Now Ridgeway. Elbow to the spine. Go behind. Nope. Snap suplex from Ridgeway. And a boot to the midsection. Ridgeway has actually controlled a ripcord knee. Ridgeway has controlled most of this match, surprisingly. Now going for the pin off of that variation on the V-trigger, too. Oh, I genuinely thought we were about to see a massive upset there. Takeshita trying to rally the crowd behind him. Goes to the top. Swanton bomb, Senton Atomico. From Takeshita, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. No, 2.9. Ridgeway kicks out. And another European uppercut. Punch to the midsection. Oh, Takeshita went to take his head off with that kick, but Ridgeway missed it. Running forearm, and then a standing forearm. Just rocking Takeshita with those shots. And another series of forearms to the face. Double underhook. Tiger bomb. 1, 2.9 as we pass the 10-minute mark. Takeshita looking for the pin. 1, 2. Trying to catch Ridgeway napping after Ridgeway took a second to catch his breath after hitting that Tiger bomb. Great move by Takeshita. Would have been great if it had paid off. Ridgeway up on the top rope. Diving double axe handle. Shades of the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Fisherman's Buster from Takeshita. Pulls Ridgeway to his feet. And a swinging neck breaker. Now Ridgeway with a snap suplex of his own. Ridgeway now dragging Takeshita toward the center of the ring. For the snap suplex again. Oh, we're going back to that tower hacker bomb. No, that was a burning hammer. Takeshita off the ropes. Jumping knee to the face. Both men swinging for the fences in this match. 2, 3. That does it. Konosuke Takeshita has moved on. A round of 32, I'm sorry. Konosuke Takeshita. I can't speak or type. Also, I can probably take that banner off the screen, can't I? Because we are not going to return. We are here. Hello. Konosuke Takeshita takes out Chris Ridgeway. The trigger. This is 83%. The ranking for this show, we're sitting at an 87 right now, which I'm scrolling back is our lowest since episode 16. And where does that fall in the overall rankings? Yeah, that is tied. That episode is the worst. This is tied for the worst rated episode of the tournament so far. I don't know what it is, but for some reason these matches aren't clicking with the evaluators. I'm loving them. I'm having a good time. But Takeshita moves on. He will face the winner of our next match. Oops, as I drop my controller. Not sure if you guys can still hear me. I can actually no longer hear the game. I'm going to check settings here real quick. Stand by. Camera. Yep, camera's working. Audio's set up correctly. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now I have audio again. I guess I just had a cable get knocked loose or something. Again, the joys of doing this by yourself. I don't have a producer. It's just little old me running everything. Konosuke Takeshita moves on. And now we will find out who he will be facing. The referee will be another WWE referee, Dan Engler. He'll be calling this one down the middle. As we get our second look today at Tanga Loa from New Japan Pro Wrestling's Gorillas of Destiny, as he takes on Big Willie Mack. Again, winner will face Takeshita in round number 5 in 7 weeks. Let's head to the ring now. So, again, earlier we saw Tanga Loa upset Lance Archer with his apeshit finisher. That was actually the highest rated match of the night, according to the game. That was a 93% rated match, as opposed to the 3 83s we've seen. Which, fortunately, 83 doesn't crack the bottom 10. I believe 77 is the cutoff right now for the lowest rated match. Oh, 74. Yeah. Not even close. What about when I was born? Not even close. Willie Mack, meanwhile, earlier on in this episode, beat Myzteziz Jr. with a power slam. So it's going to come down to it's a battle of big boys. Takeshita, is going to be watching. He's going to be scouting over the course of the next 7 weeks. And there's the bell. Loa sends Mack off the ropes. Back elbow. Striking first is the Gorilla of Destiny. Boston Crab. Mack escapes it pretty easily. Sort of circling each other. These two big cats waiting to pounce. And there's Loa trying to catch Mack napping there, get the pin after not really doing much. A knee to the midsection, though. That's a lot of midsection, so hopefully he hit it hard. Test of strength. Mack's got the lead. Drop toe hold. Here comes the lawnmower again. Hooray, suburban living. Yay, HOAs. Boot to the midsection. Spinning toe hold. Loa now dragging Mack away. Knee to the midsection and a stomp to the back of the head. Loa sent off the ropes now. Takes Mack down, drops a leg across the chest. And a punch to the midsection. Loa now goes for the pin. Oh, doesn't even get a 1 count before Dan Engler can get over there. Mack kicks out that quick. I'm not sure what he was planning there, but Loa got out of the corner before he could do it. Fires off a forearm. I feel like Tanga Loa has been in control for most of the early going here. Willie Mack taking a little bit to get revved up. He, both these guys went. 14-10 was Mack's match. 16-44 was Loa's. These two guys probably a little winded after their action earlier, but they're going to have to get used to it. As we've mentioned before, these rounds 3 and 4 episodes, if you want to advance, you got to win twice. Same thing's going to happen for rounds 5 and 6. And then once we get to rounds 7, 8, 9, that's all 3 of those matches will happen in one night when we get it down to the final 8, our grand finale show, which will be episode 47, 9 weeks from today. Loa goes for the pin. Mack kicks out. Another spinning drop toe hold from Mack. Elbow to the knee. Another spinning drop toe hold. And a knee to the spine. And a chop. And an elbow to the spine again. Loa with a sidewalk slam. And now a leg drop. Mac going for a suplex, takes him down. Loa with a scoop and a slam. That's a big man. Mac's about 280. Another spinning drop toe hold from Mac. Dragging him away from the ropes. Knee to the spine. Gorilla press slam from Loa, lifting 280 pounds over his head into the slam. And a DDT from Mac. Mac now sent into the corner by Loa. And just clubbing blows across the spine. Right into a camel clutch. Nice combination there from Loa. Work over the back and then go right into a back-based submission. Knee to the midsection and a stomp. Another Boston Crab now. Sort of an inverted camel clutch. Another shout out to the New Legacy Inc. fellows. Shot to the spine now. Mac pulling Loa away. Big boy senton from Mac. Loa sends him off the ropes. And a big clothesline. Mac going for a suplex. No, Loa reverses it into one of his own as we close in on the 8.5 minute mark here. Leg drop there from Loa. And a suplex from Mac. This is the 168 seed Willie Mack in there against number 281 Tanga Loa. One of these two will advance to the round of 32. So far of the... Oh, Mac went for a moonsault, missed it, but slams Loa to the floor. He's going to take a minute to catch his breath. Smart move by Willie Mack. Yes, so far of the 5 wrestlers that we know will be in the final 32, only one of them is in the top 32 seeds, and that's Karrion Kross. Takeshita at 136 is actually the second highest seed so far, if you can believe that. The other 3 are all in the 400s, including number 496, Antonio Honda, who is far and away the lowest seed remaining, and has been since round 1 when he beat Ultimo Guerrero. Big running splash from Loa. 1, 2.9. Both men to their feet. Mac went for a spinning back kick, missed it. DDT. A series of stomps to the midsection. Forearms to the face. Mac with a go behind. And a northern lariat there from Loa coming off the ropes. Big splash across the spine of Mac. Mac again focusing his attack on Loa's back. Scoop and slam. No! Cradle tombstone into a standing moonsault. 1, 2, 3. No! Loa kicks out. That was a hell of a combination from Mac. I thought for sure he had it there. But Loa sends him off the ropes into a snap power slam. 1, 2. Tried to beat Mac with the same move Mac beat Myzteziz Jr. with earlier on. I don't know what he was going for there, but Mac escapes it. Let him know what he thinks of him. Loa off the ropes. Another big splash across the back. Scoop and a slam. Loa showing off his prodigious power. Remember, Mac, 280 pounds. And Loa's picking him up and throwing him around. Big side suplex, dropping Loa on the back of his head. Big punch to them. Now they're trading punches. Mac with rights, Loa with lefts. And Mac with a big drop kick. And Loa with a headbutt. The Irish or Scottish kiss. Yeah. I don't remember. Whatever it is they call it when he goes for the pin. 1, 2.9. Another kick out. by God, stunner. Into the standing moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Oh, kick out by Loa. There's the ape shit. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Mac kicks out. That's the move he used to beat Lance Archer earlier on in this episode. Another stunner from Mac. And another moonsault. 1, 2, 3. No. Loa kicks out again. Loa with a big clothesline. Sends Mac into the corner. Series of shoulders to the midsection. Up onto his shoulders. Samoan drop. And Mac rolls to the floor, landing hard. Loa continuing the beatdown of Willie Mack on the floor. We're up to the 9 count. Loa bringing a chair into the ring. Again, cradle tombstone onto the chair and a standing moonsault. 1, 2.9. I thought Loa had been hoisted by his own petard there, being beaten by the chair that he himself brought into the ring. Loa with a big headbutt to the back of the head. He's again got the chair. Swing and a miss. Another series of headbutts. Loa back in the ring. Again, we're using the Japanese 20 count at ringside. Mac back in at 12. Boot to the midsection. Another stunner. And another standing moonsault. 1, 2, 3. That does it. Willie Mack picks up the win and moves on to a round 5 showdown against Konosuke Takeshita. Big time victory for Willie Mack. Tangaloa's unlikely but very strong run comes to an end. 99%, that is by quite a margin the highest rated match of the show so far. And it actually raises the overall percentage of the show to the point where it is no longer tied for the worst show we've done. Hooray! So yeah, Willie Mack moves on to face Konosuke Takeshita. 2 matches still to go here. Note, Willie Mack gets the win. And now we've got our second straight New Japan versus the Independents match. Adrian Butler from WWE will be our referee. Something weird's going on. Stand by. Okay, I fixed it. Right. The joys of live streaming games is that sometimes they don't always do what you want them to do. But I fixed that. So now I'm just entering in the wrestlers, and we will have Shingo Takagi against James Storm in our semi-main event. James Storm coming off his win over Forastero earlier. Takagi having beat Eita in our last match before we took that intermission a little bit ago. So it's number 9, Shingo Takagi. Number 329, James Storm. Let's head to the ring for our 11th of 12 matches on today's show. Winner will face the winner of our main event between Jeff Hardy and Frankie Kazarian. Out first is James Storm, who got Forastero to submit to a sharpshooter in our second match of the day. One of 3 matches tied for the worst match of the show. He is the Ohio Valley Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. He's also the OVW National Heavyweight Champion. Those are the top 2 titles in OVW. James Storm holds them both. And his opponent, representing Los Ingobernables de Japón, Shingo Takagi, who is the king of pro wrestling right now in New Japan. The interim, is that what they call it? They only crown one a year. He currently holds the title. We'll see if he holds it till the end of the year. He defeated his longtime rival Eita with his Last of the Dragon finisher. That was one of the other 83% matches. So the game not loving either of these two in the first round. We'll see if they can improve their rating now. But these guys, longtime veterans. Takagi, 17 years. Storm, 25. James Storm from just down the road from me in Franklin, Tennessee. I used to work in Franklin, so I know that area well. Takagi from Chuo Yamanashi, Japan. Not an area I know particularly well, but, sure, I'd like to go there sometime. Storm was trained by Shane Morton and Wolfie D from PG-13. Takagi was trained by Shima and Animal Hamaguchi. The Dragon, the Pumping Hawk, Go My Own Way, Shingo Takagi in there against the Tennessee Cowboy, James Storm. Storm in the white, Takagi in the black and red. Big chop to the chest from Takagi, firing off a series of punches to the face and a big back chop. Takagi, the number 9 seed in the tournament. One count only. If he wins this match, Takagi will be only the second wrestler and will be one of only 2 because our main event doesn't have anybody that fits this description. But in the round of 32, as we mentioned earlier, Karrion Kross, the only one who's a top 32 seed who's advanced to that round, Takagi would make it 2 if he wins this match. Storm at 329, surprisingly, would only be the 4th lowest seed to have advanced thus far. Folks, if you haven't watched last week's show, you should check it out on our YouTube channel. It was bananas. Like we went into last week's show with Kenny Omega, Karrion Kross, Seth Rollins, Santos Escobar, Scorpio Sky, Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, and we walked out of it with Kross, Hartley Jackson, Don't Die Miles, and Antonio Honda. Just an absolutely bonkers show. Honda beat both Ricochet and Escobar in the same night. Jackson beat Yuji Hino and then Kenny Omega in the main event. We know our main event won't be as big an upset as last week's was, but man, it has been a wild ride through 1 week of the 3rd and 4th rounds. We've got 6 more weeks of this part of the bracket. And then, as mentioned, episodes 45 and 46 will whittle us down from 32 to 8. And then episode 47 will have the quarterfinals, semifinals, and championship match, where we will crown the first ever Pro Wrestling Simulated heavyweight champion. We know who won't be the champion. We know it won't be Kenny Omega. We know it won't be Roman Reigns. We know it won't be Finn Balor. We know it won't be Cody Rhodes. So many top seeds out of the tournament. Karrion Kross hanging in there. Shingo Takagi hoping to join him. But a big gut wrench spinning power bomb from Storm. 1, 2 count only. This is referee Adrian Butler, one of WWE's senior officials. 1, 2, kick out again from Takagi. Takagi sending Storm off the ropes. Big back elbow, stopping that momentum. Takagi now off the ropes. Big running shoulder block. Oh, I've got it. It froze on me for a second, but now we got him in a half crab. Storm manages to get to the ropes. Takagi sends him off. Big time lariat. We saw him use that to perfection against Eita. 2.9 only. That would have been a short match. About 8.5 minutes. But Storm now got him. Is that 8-second ride? Is that what that's called? It's been a while since. This is a horrible thing to say. It's been a while since I've seen James Storm win a match. We're going for Last of the Dragon. 1, 2. 1.9. Storm kicks out of it. That's the move Takagi used to beat Eita earlier. Storm with a big clothesline of his own now, going to the top rope, going for that elbow drop. Misses it. Takagi moves. Doesn't capitalize, though, just stopping to catch his breath. Probably a smart move on Takagi's part. Storm with a big suplex. Storm now again to the top rope. Diving elbow drop. Dragging Takagi away from the ropes to hook the legs. 1, 2. Oh, maybe wasted a little too much time getting him away from the ropes, but if he'd pinned him sooner, he would have been in the ropes and the referee would have called for a break. So I get why Storm did it, but I think that extra couple of seconds gave Takagi. What is Takagi? Oh, a gory special on his face on the floor. Dragon screw leg whip. Both men down. Back to their feet at about the 9 count. Storm going for a suplex on the floor, and he hits it. Takagi is down. Storm rolls back in at 13. Takagi not far behind. Takagi sending Storm right back to the floor. Plancha to the floor by Shingo Takagi. Takes James Storm down. Storm again, the 8-second ride. I'm not convinced that that's the name of that move, but it's something like that. That might be the Eye of the Storm. He does have a move called the 8-second ride. That might be it. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen James Storm win a match. The brawl continues on the floor. Shingo sends Storm into the ring, follows him in. And a big headbutt from the Dragon. Side slam from Storm. Men stopping to catch their breath. Storm with a scoop and a slam. And a big right hand. Thought he was going for a second one, but Takagi just kind of crumbled there. Snapmare. Shingo getting the crowd riled up here. Representing the LIJ. Another big headbutt. Drags Storm away from the ropes. Go behind. Sends him off the ropes. And they collide. Both men down. Storm is first to his feet. Storm's got the legs. Is he going for the sharpshooter? No. Pulls Takagi to his feet. Clubbing blow to the back. Takagi bounces right up. And again sends Storm to the floor. Following him out now. Pulls Storm to his feet. Sending him into the barricade. We're up to a 6 count on the floor now. Storm with a side suplex. Almost sending Takagi headfirst into the corner post. Takagi with a Death Valley driver on the floor. Storm is woozy. Manages to beat the referee's count, but that had to take a lot out of him. Takagi misses a discus lariat. He's going for last of the Dragon. He is, but he's too close to the ropes. If he turned him the other way, that might have been it. But Storm now sending Takagi to the floor. Reversal of roles here as we pass the 16-minute mark. Elbow drop by Storm. Going for a tiger suplex. No. Takagi backdrops out of it. Storm going for a suplex. Right on the floor. These two have beaten the hell out of each other for 16 and a half minutes. Storm sends Takagi into the apron. They both get back in the ring at about the 13 count. Storm going for that side suplex again. And just a straight punch to the face. Storm now sends Takagi off the ropes. High back body drop. Goes for the pin. Lateral press. 1, 2. Kick out by Takagi. He should have hooked a leg. Going for a vertical suplex. Takes him down right on the logo. Storm off the ropes. Running knee drop. Takagi sending Storm off the ropes. Misses a shoulder block. And Shingo sends Storm into the corner and then sends himself into the corner. And my DualShock is disconnected because it hasn't been used for 10 minutes. Takagi, last of the Dragon, again turning toward the ropes. Mental errors by Takagi have maybe cost him this match twice in the last couple minutes. Storm dragging Takagi away from the ropes. Here we go. Another last of the Dragon. 1, 2, 3. That did it. Shingo Takagi, 18 minutes and 56 seconds, has taken out James Storm. A great run through the tournament from the Tennessee Cowboy. But Shingo will not be denied. James Storm is out. Only 89% for that. That's wild to me. Path of the Dragon is Shingo Takagi's finish, and that is how he won the match. And, well, to quote the legendary, the man, the myth, the legend, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, there's been enough talk. It's time for the main event. Inappropriately enough, it is an AEW match that will be our main event, featuring two wrestlers who will not be on, as far as I know, on the All Out pay-per-view that is starting in 45 minutes. It is going to be, and actually, I'm not sure what's going on with Frankie Kazarian. He has not been on TV lately. I'm assuming, I think he's still under contract, but haven't seen him in a while. He'll be taking on a man who is under contract, but I think he's suspended. Weird showdown here between Kazarian and Jeff Hardy. Paul Turner will be the referee, as this is an AEW versus AEW match. And we're about to find out who will face Shingo Takagi in round 5. And there were a couple times in that Takagi Storm match I thought they might have both gotten counted out, which I guess would have given the winner of this match a bye into the 6th round. It would have been the first time we'd had a draw through 395 matches. Yeah, 395 matches. And here comes the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy. Hardy earlier on beat Daniel Garcia with the twist of fate. Kazarian beat Shotaro Ashino with the wave of the future. The winner of this will face Shingo Takagi in round number 5. Again, that episode will happen in 7 weeks. That'll be episode 45. This is episode 38. Quick rundown while these two are feeling each other out in the early going. Next week's show, Drew McIntyre against Kushida, Nick Gage against Billy Dixon, Evil against Michael Oku, Powerhouse Hobbs against Toru Sugiura, Big E against Matt Jackson, Kento Miyahara against Mysterious Q, Tetsuya Endo against Dolph Ziggler, and Jey Uso against Emi Sakura. And then the winners of those matches will face each other later on in that episode. Same way we did last week, same way we did tonight. I'm really looking forward to McIntyre and Kushida. I think Big E and Matt Jackson's going to be a fun kind of mix of styles. I'm really intrigued by the Jey Uso Emi Sakura showdown. That'll be a really interesting match. Kazarian with the suplex, sending Hardy to the floor. Hardy right back on his feet, right back in the ring at the count of 1. Hardy's first match got a 90% approval. Kazarian's was 89. Jeff to the top rope. Nope. Kazarian moved, so Jeff wisely didn't pursue it. Another big suplex from Kazarian. Now dragging Jeff away from the ropes. Surfboard stretch. I guess that's a bow and arrow more so than a surfboard. Jeff, I thought, might have been going for a bulldog, but instead, Kazarian turned it into a side suplex. Collar and elbow in the middle of the ring. Trading strikes now. Jeff with lefts. Kazarian with rights. And down goes Kazarian, sending moonsault from Hardy. Doesn't even get a 1 count. Kazarian right back to his feet. And the battle continues. Roll up by Jeff. Again, no count. These two are kicking out of everybody, out of each other's pinning attempts. before Paul Turner can even get down to count most of the time. Did manage to get a 1 count on that one. Kazarian going for a suplex. Jeff slides out of it. I thought Kazarian was going for a Northern Light suplex. Jeff turned it into a DDT and then just stomps on his dick. Kazarian sends Hardy into the corner. Follows him in. Going to the top rope. Tornado DDT coming up. Yes, indeed. Down goes Jeff Hardy. Kazarian going for a suplex. Nope. Jeff with a go behind and a shotgun drop kick to the chest. All right. The battle continues on the far side of the ring near the apron or near the ramp. Jeff slips out of a suplex attempt. Kazarian just goes for it again and hits it that time. Past the 6-minute mark of this, our main event of the evening. Frankie Kazarian in the red and gold. Jeff Hardy in the purple and black. The guy in the black and white striped shirt, that's Paul Turner. He's the referee. Kazarian and Hardy going at it to find out who will face the number 9 seed, Shingo Takagi. TKO from Kazarian. Now off the ropes and a running leg drop. Big time vertical suplex from Kazarian. And a pump kick to the face. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. 2 count only. Jeff sends Kazarian into the corner now. What's he doing now? Clubbing blows to the back. We're past 8 minutes gone now. Drop kick from Hardy. Kazarian with a punch to the midsection. And another DDT from Jeff. He's hit a few of those in this one. But Kazarian actually first to his feet. Boot to the midsection. Kazarian dragging Jeff away from the ropes. Sent off the ropes. Jeff with a sling blade. Now off the ropes again. Big Frankensteiner into a pin. 2.9. That was the closest near fall we've had so far. Victory roll from Jeff. 1, 2. Kazarian kicks out. Jeff hits a suplex of his own. Kazarian's hit several of those. That's the first time Jeff has hit one. Kazarian's got him up. Wave of the future. No, another TKO. Wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow slam there from Kazarian. You know, Jeff was trying to reverse that into a Casadora. Kazarian off the ropes. Up and over. Tope con hero. And an inverted atomic Manhattan drop there from Jeff on the floor. We're up to an 11 count on Paul Turner's count on the floor. Again, they've got till 20. Jeff going for a suplex. Indeed. And Kazarian right back to the floor. Jeff not going for a dive of his own. Kazarian with a gut-wrench suplex right into the center of the ring. An elbow and a stomp for the fallen Hardy. And now, awful waffle. Kazarian hooks the leg, but he's too close to the ropes. Paul Turner was all over that. Jeff going for a suplex. No, sit out DDT. Nice move there from Jeff. For another. Kazarian now putting Jeff up on the top rope, following him up. Spanish fly by Frankie Kazarian. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I neglected to mention earlier, this is actually the 20th time these two have met. They're 2-0 teaming together, but in singles matches, Jeff has a 3-0 advantage. Also 2-1 in tag matches, 2-0 in trios, 1-0 in 8-man tag matches. Kazarian has a win in a 4-way match. And they have also been in 9 battle royals together, 2 of which were won by Jeff. So Jeff has a 10-9 record against Kazarian. Kazarian's record against Jeff is 2-17. So Jeff has dominated this feud. Kazarian to the top rope. Big flying Rana. Boot to the midsection. Twist of fate. This is how Jeff won his match earlier. Beat Daniel Garcia with it. I'm not sure what he was going for there, but Kazarian reversed it into a suplex, and Jeff goes back to the floor. As we're closing in on the 16-minute mark, plancha from Kazarian. And now Kaz has a chair. Double axe handle to the back from Jeff. Kazarian sent into the barricade. We're up to 16 on that 20 count, but Jeff gets back in the ring. Kazarian's got him up. TKO! He doesn't go for the pin. Instead, he hits him with the wave of the future. 1, 2, 3. Frankie Kazarian is moving on to face Shingo Takagi in round number 5. Jeff Hardy is out. Good run from Jeff. Kazarian is moving on. 95% match. 17 minutes, 14 seconds. Wave of the future. So we now know, in addition to the matches we already knew from last week, but in 7 weeks in the round of 32, Konosuke Takeshita against Willie Mack and Shingo Takagi against Frankie Kazarian. The winners of those 2 matches will face each other later on in that show. And we are getting close to the end here, folks. There are 9 episodes left in the 500. There are 104 wrestlers left. We will have our 400th match next week. I did mention next week's card. Drew McIntyre and Kushida, Nick Gage and Billy Dixon, Evil and Michael Oku, Powerhouse Hobbs and Toru Sugiura, Big E and Matt Jackson, Kento Miyahara and Mysterious Q, Tetsuya Endo and Dolph Ziggler, Jey Uso and Emi Sakura, with the winners all moving on to face each other later on in the show. Folks, this tournament has been wild. We got a relatively calm night other than Finn Balor being knocked out, but Shingo Takagi advances. He'll join Killer Cross and a whole bunch of upsets in round number 5. Folks, you don't want to miss next week's show or any of the upcoming action here on Pro Wrestling Simulated. You can follow us on social media. All the info's in the upper right corner. You can also contact us via email, DMs, however you want to talk to us. We always love getting y'all involved, and we will see you next week